know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
Fury fam, it's your host Larry K, man. It's great to see everybody out here in Fins Nation. If you caught me yesterday on the live show, it was Mad Monday. And this is Therapy Tuesday, as Shake has so efficiently labeled the show, because we took a L, man. We took a L to our division rival, Buffalo Bills. It was not fun to do. We not only took an L, but we took an L pretty hard. You know, Buffalo showed up. And here's the thing I want to stress, though. I want to stress the fact that we didn't go in there and just completely lay a stinker because we weren't built for it, or we didn't come to play, or we just have irrectifiable, deficiencies that no one could figure out a way to get better. We went into a stadium with a rabid fan base in their territory after the media was feeling us a little too much. It's kind of funny how the media wants to say we were feeling ourselves. I don't consider that to be true. And actually, maybe on other channels where people just act a damn fool, maybe on other channels where people act like the, pimple face fan that I'm always making fun of. Maybe where they act like this cat right here, man, or they're like Dolphins all day. But this channel, man, we kept it real, and we continue to keep it real. We had our concerns. We were confident. We thought we could run the ball. We thought we could get some stuff done. We thought we matched up well. I still think we can match up well. But at the end of the day, we went into a stadium where the other team was sick and tired of hearing about us and how many points we hung on Denver. We went into a stadium where, they think they're the best in the AFC East, and the crown is theirs, and it's still theirs because we didn't dethrone them on Sunday. And if you watch that game, what I saw in that game was a team that was focused, that was executing, and that wanted to beat us and wanted the game more than we wanted the game, but also a team that had done their film study. The coaches did their film study. They came up with a very good game plan to counterattack our high-octane offense. Their players had done their film study. You watch the guys. Go watch the All-22. Go watch some of the analysis that's out there. And you'll see that guys like Milano, who I'm not a fan of, but he did his research, and he stayed home on a lot of motions. He stayed home in a lot of run plays, and he made plays. They made plays. Now, you couple that with the fact that our starting center, who obviously is a much more integral part of the line than you realized, than we realized, than I realized, was out. And Liam Eichenberg, who's a liability on the line, was in. And you couple it with those things, and you couple it with a rabid fan base that was getting at us early and often, and you're going to have a rough day. And the Buffalo Bills out-toughed us, out-coached us, outplayed us. But that doesn't mean that we can't rise back up, play good ball the rest of the season, and then see them in Week 18 and show them what's up. And you don't know what's going to be at stake in that game. It could be a whole lot of stuff. So there's no reason to hang our heads, and if the team is hanging their heads, that's a problem. I don't think they are. This is the time the team's got to get up. McDaniel, who's smart, has to sit there, look at the film now, and say, how did they beat us? And what can I do? And what can I do to prepare my guys to take them on next time? But more importantly, what can I do to get my guys ready to get up and go smack the Giants in the face at home? And what's Tua got to do? Say, look, I tried to make it to my second and third read. In the first two drives, I did it. I scored on those Bills. And I'm ready to do it again, but you got to give me a little more time, and I got to find more innovative ways when they bite and jump that first route, how to make them pay for it. Adam, what's good, man? Fury fam members in the building. Fury fam all day, man. We're in here. Guys, if you haven't done so, click the like button, man. Let's get the likes up. Click the subscribe button. We're open. We're open for business, man. Super Chat's open. Everything's up. And by the way, every single member, official member of the channel is now a mod. I made you mods, all of you. So you should be able to moderate this chat. And Robert says, Larry, this is a divisional game. If you can't get up for this game and fight to the very end, they look like they didn't want to be there. So I don't necessarily think we look like we didn't want to be there. I didn't catch this game as a type of game like Denver played against us where they really didn't want to play anymore. I took this game as we were just outmaneuvered. They had the tools. Lakers, what's up, man? It's been a pleasure to see you over this week, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. Lakers, what's up? But, I don't think we didn't want to be there. I don't think we didn't want it. I just think at the end of the day, we were 3-0. We were used to running over teams with a high-octane, high-powered, very efficient offense. And they came in there with the right tools, with the right preparation that we weren't even expecting, that caught us off guard, and they smacked us in the mouth. And honestly, I don't know how we could have been prepared for that. We're the ones putting out the playbook. We're the ones going out there dominating. Somebody else is going to smack us in the face. And you have to get smacked to see where it's coming from. So we got smacked. Now we can look at the film and say, oh, that's how they attacked us? Well, here's how we counterattack. But I don't know how we would have known that before it happened. I don't know how that would have happened. And Flim Flam's out here flim-flamming with his comments because he's saying NFL tools are equal for every team. Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm saying they had the right tools because of the preparation, the game plan that they had, the film study that they had done to attack our offense. That's the tools they had. That's the tools they had, and they used them, and they beat us. Flat out. They beat us. And that's okay. We got another game against them, but we got other games in the interim, and we got to get on it, and we're going to get on it, and that's what I'm seeing. But I saw a quarterback who was all right, man. He wasn't clamming up and throwing picks out of nowhere. He was looking through his progressions, but by the time he got to his second and third progression, the line collapsed. Now, that one pick, I knew that was coming because any quarterback, including Josh Allen, look at him against the Jets, including Dan Marino, including everybody, okay? Throw picks when they're overwhelmed, the pocket's collapsing, and they're pressing because they're down. I knew it was going to happen when we went down 2 scores. Tua was going to throw a pick. Period. And Chef, what's up? You're all moderators now. All the members are moderators. Become a member. You know what I'm saying? Like Chef is saying, donate. The super chat's open, man. We're open for business tonight. But, it is what it is, man. We're going to take an L sometime, And remember in Goodfellas when Henry Hill said, the way I see it, everybody takes a beating sometime. You take a beating from the Bills in Buffalo when you're flying high, prancing around thinking you're so damn good, hung 70 on Denver, didn't even get the record. Media's kissing your ass. The Bills ain't going to have that. Well, it's all right. We ain't going to have the Bills next time. That's it. It's okay. We'll live. But that's how I feel right now, man. That's what I'm feeling. I went into a lot of it yesterday, and a lot of you guys saw the video yesterday. You joined me live yesterday. I appreciate that. And we're on to the Giants, man. You saw the Giants last night? I got the privilege of having New York, New Jersey radio, so I got to hear about the Giants all day, man. All day. And Chef, man, I really, really appreciate that, man. Get that word out, my bro. Chef's out here Chef grinds for no reason just because he loves the Fins and he supports good content. That's just the type of dude he is, man. He's a chef. He's out here chefing. He's out here with seats to the home games. This dude, but he's out here because he chooses to be. I love it. This whole family, man, this place puts me in a good mood. There's a lot of chaos going on in the world and all this other nonsense. I come here, start talking to people here, man. It puts me in a good mood, man. So we'll be all right. The team will be all right. We have plenty to talk about tonight, though. Deficiencies, what we could have done better, what we'd like to see done better, and everything else. And we're going to get there, man. We're going to get there. We got memes for you tonight. We got conversation. We got the executives. And then we got the panel. So be on the lookout for the link. And we're going to talk. We're going to talk. We're going to go through it together. We're going to get ready for Sunday, man. So, without further ado, let me bring in G, because G's gonna have to do his little intro. And I don't know what G's gonna do for his intro because this was a loss this time. You know, usually we gotta win. I'm used to winning, and I'm used to G coming up here, you know, doing some kind of crazy introduction. But now I'm looking backstage, and he's not even there. I mean, I see his closet, I see his chair. I don't see any ice cream. He's probably getting ice cream. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not out here, man. I gotta bring him up. But as soon as he gets back, I'll bring him up. I'm gonna bring Shake Money in the meantime. Shake, what's good, bro?
What's good? You know, living the dream, baby. It's another beautiful. Hold on.
Well, you gotta give us the GIF.
Of course.
Morning, Your Majesty. It is another beautiful day in Zamunda.
I'm right.
Damn right.
Even with the loss, Shake, it's another beautiful day in Zamunda.
I don't let first world problems hold me down.
I love it. Exactly. Let's see, Shake. I'm excited to see what G's got for us, man. Because to be honest with you, it was a loss. So I'm gonna bring him up and see.
I've come to talk with you again because a vision softly creeps.
Oh my goodness. This is what
Hello, darkness,
G's
my
got.
old
G's,
friend.
Yeah, hello darkness, my old friend. G, how you feeling, G?
There, the same old Dolphins come out, and yeah, every time we're 3-0, we always get embarrassed. My sophomore year in high school, we 3-0, beat 3 piss poor teams. Come up to Foxborough, we get blown out, and it looks like it happened again.
It's really it's sad, G. You know?
Actually, Flim Flam is right. Zamunda is code for Buffalo, but you got to add the FUCK in front of it first.
Oh well, of course.
Of course.
Flim Flams is in here just going hard. I mean, Flim Flams.
Yeah, he is.
He's just out
He's
here.
Michael K. He's one of your typical Buffalo dudes, so you understand.
He's Michael K. He's Flim Flams. He's Flim Flamming on his names. I don't know what he's doing, man. It's crazy.
It is what it is.
It's crazy out here. Let me bring up Lucci and let's get into memes right now, Shake. We need some memes in our life.
How about the good, no good, bad, ugly?
Oh,
yeah,
I got.
No, we're doing the meme. Oh,
okay.
You want to do good, bad, ugly first? No, you know what? You're actually right about that. You're actually 100% right, and it's me who's messed up because I just have a crazy day, man. So
it's all good.
Forgive me for that snafu, and I want the audience to forgive me because they know I do better than that usually.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Well,
Shake.
the good. Well, and it was good for me is I got to meet my man Zach Thomas.
Dope, bro. I saw that picture. That's dope.
Yeah. He signed my hat. Look at that. I look at the bottom. Hall of Fame 23. I like that. Now I guess.
Dope. And he signed your Finn's Tailgate hat. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm getting some hats and some merchandise up on this site
Which is
soon,
back
man. So
here.
feel free to cop some stuff out here, man. We're gonna have that logo with the old school 1950s looking mic and whatnot. We're gonna have that on some merch, man. So
Oh yeah.
just for us to fool around with and wear. I ain't trying to hustle it, you know.
Well, the good is we're still 3-1, and hey, man, we have time to adjust. The bad, of course, it's freaking the offensive line. It didn't hold up. Tua got sacked 4 times. I mean, it also has to do with the Buffalo defense as well. The other bad I would say is we lost to Buffalo, and of course the ugly is we lost to Buffalo. And don't forget the freaking Patriots. Oh my God, have they fallen far from grace? I tell you, man, losing to the Cowboys like that was
That's brutal.
I got my own
man.
good this week. The
What's that?
good, I won my fantasy matchup after being 0-2, so now I'm back to 500. The bad, I've lost 3 parlays this weekend because of one team. And then the ugly is the Dolphins got embarrassed.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hear you, bro. I like that. That's a good, the bad, and the ugly. It is what it is, man. That's.
I was the only one who feasted on buffalo wings. So,
Bro, here's my thing. Here's my thing. Put that back up real quick. See, I respect a dude and I respect a lady who could crush wings properly like that. You see, if you notice, he's got no meat left on the bones. You saw him, like he
Oh, yeah.
got the
That
meat
shit
off the
ate it
bone.
down to the gristle.
Yeah, bro. Like Shake got gristle in his teeth during the game. He
That guy's
don't
from
even
Carroll
care.
City. What are you gonna
Yeah.
Yeah,
do?
As long as he's not with Zach with some gristle in his teeth, but hell, he probably has it in his teeth. I don't care. He's eating wings properly, and that's all that matters in this world, man.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Shit, I don't leave nothing left
respect
over.
that. I respect
yeah.
that, sir.
Especially with the prices going up. Hell yeah, I'm eating everything.
Yeah, and Flim Flams is a fan of that because it's buffalo wings. You know what I'm saying? So, the
So we got
stories.
So we got a few memes here.
All right, let's go.
First, I wanna
let's
start
see.
off
I'm gonna
with-
put you
I-
solo, but we're gonna comment while you're up there.
I'm gonna start off with everybody loves. Look, I love the jersey swaps. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, so we have a good jersey swap here.
Do it for Taylor and
No,
the homie.
Yo, they threw that flag like only as soon as the ball was picked. They threw that flag. I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
no holding. Did you see that?
What?
The Chief guy was just shoving him in the mass. And I hate the Jets, but after the game, it made me feel for the
Agreed. It was come on, think about it. We may hate the Jets, but if that was us on the other side of
Yeah.
those calls, ooh, we'd be mad.
Oh, hell yeah.
broke in my room.
That's crazy.
We have a picture of Eichenberg after the game in the locker room.
Yo, Eichenberg,
Done with him.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want to diss any man, but this dude on the playing field anyway, he's trash.
I
He's
was
just
gonna
not good,
Not at
bro.
center. But now, man, I can't defend him anymore. I can't troll with him anymore. It's to the point where it's like I can't deal with it anymore.
I hear you, bro. No, Eichenberg needs to go, bro. I don't know why they're trying him at every different position.
Has to have something on McDaniel Greer. That's the only reason why he's still here.
I don't know why he's there, but he's sorry, bro.
And they
What
got
else
rid
we
of no egg monogamy. I can't believe it. Here we go.
Oh God. Yep. The Undertaker, the freaking scary Bills behind us. Just
It always has to be.
is that Flim Flams? Is that who that is?
No, he's not that good looking.
What else we got?
And last but not least, we got two over here.
You got any more of them easy teams? Man, poor Tua, man. Poor Tua. Tua.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. I think he did pretty good but that's you know. That's
he
neither
did
here
a
nor
good
there.
job. He didn't find a way out of it, but I don't know what else he could have done. I mean, he wasn't. The thing with him is, if you break it down, no matter what you think, he just doesn't have the body type that a dude like Josh Allen has. To
I'm
just
sorry.
say, F it, I'm take it through the middle. What you got?
One more. I'm gonna put my. Let me go on solo one more time. Also, this is for the Bills fans who says I should have humble pie. Well, I have a pie for you right here, bro.
Ooh.
This is my
Is
pie
that
for you,
pineapple?
all right?
What is that? What is even? Is that sauce? What is that?
Some kind. I know,
Pepperoni.
but you,
Like oranges.
They cut pepperoni into a big like.
Yeah.
Put orange
so
on it.
here's my humble pie for you right there.
So Shake, that's the mood you're in. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I see. Pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, you're in the chat. You're talking, man. You want to get your chat highlight? Hit that super chat, man. Join us. The link is in there if you want to hop on after Lucci, and if Phil's out there, Phil could hop on. But look, I want to give you guys, Lucci, I'll start with you, man, and then I want to hear everybody's thoughts right now, like on the state of the team in this game and going forward and whatever else, man. Let it out.
Okay. Peace to everybody in the chat and on the panel. I mean, it's for me, and it's tough because, you got a lot of young fans. Greg, for an example, my son is one of them. You guys are just now getting into the mix, and you guys never had Marino. You've never really experienced winning, like regular season winning, because we never won with Marino either. So
Losing over here.
just winning in general, though, going in there and actually putting up good fights all season, and then just like a letdown in the preseason. For me, it's just the same old, man. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't feel a little bit different this year. Hanging up 70 on Denver really was the hugest, like, okay, man, we really, like, this is something I've never seen. So I thought maybe this is really going to be different. But then we get an opportunity, and everybody says, "Oh, it's one game, and people like that. I can't lie. And I'm an optimistic guy. I'm not a Debbie Downer. I'm not a Doubting Thomas. I'm not a Mr. Negative. But I'm a realist. And it's like, we just had an opportunity to play in Buffalo. And the same people that make excuses right now for this game, Dolphin fans, will be the same ones that'll say, "Oh, it's snowing up there. It's freezing weather. There's this, there's that. They're throwing snowballs down the field. What do you want to do?" We had 70-something degree weather, clear blue skies, gorgeous weather. That's a crazy opportunity to have up there. We're playing in good weather, and it's like we blew it. And
I hear you, bro. Yeah, there's no excuses for this game. Like,
there's no excuses, and it's no military secret for you guys. There's other people, they'll say what they want to say, when they climb. "Oh, I bet you last week you were," but Larry knows, and I'll tell you, my guy Shake knows, because I messaged them personally during that 70-point blowout. I was bitching. I wasn't happy with coaching.
Yeah.
So you guys can miss me with that, man. I was like, dang, man, he's still, because I look at I don't know, man, and maybe it's just the life I've lived and just with the Dolphins and everything else. I'm always looking for what's the problem. When things are going too good, I look for what's the problem, because I feel like nothing ever is just that great in life.
True.
And, man, it was just a big letdown, big disappointment, because now I feel like the concerns I have with coaching since week one, and again, Larry knows and Shakes, they've known my concerns. I've spoken to them. I've spoken to some on this channel. I try to keep it to a minimum because I don't want to seem like this fucking guy's hard. This guy's hard to please, like, dang, we're winning and he's still. But I've been through this situation my whole life with the Dolphins, man. And if I see something, it's like, dang, I know that'll be a problem later on. And it happened, and it's like,
yeah,
geez. Coaching. I blame it all on coaching. I don't.
We were out coached, bro. We were out coached. Period.
But, man, I'm just, come on, man. The going for two is what really threw me off. That was such a bonehead play. And I'll say this in my rant. It's like, man, and I can't stress this enough. I always say it. Momentum is such an important thing in sports. I don't care what sport you're talking about. Momentum is huge, man. And at that point, he had a chance to kick the field. Because we went down the field and we scored pretty good. We were down some. If we'd have kicked the extra point, we'd have been down 10, maybe 11. I don't really recall the score. But it still takes some of the air out of the fans, because it's like, man, because it was a back and forth thing, And it would have took some of the energy out of the Buffalo players and given our players, more importantly, okay, we got this. Let's fight. Instead, you go for the two. And I just keep thinking about Jason Sanders. I know he's played bad. And, it's up to a coach to put that, to boost his morale, to give him some faith, to give him something like, we believe in you. Even if an extra point, because he missed extra points this year already. Just something to give him. And at that moment, it helps us because, we'll only be down 10. It's not that big a deal. It's the beginning of the second half. We have plenty of time to fight back. And he took that away from him. And Sanders got to be over there thinking, dang, man, they don't even believe in me to kick a. And that's going to – and Larry, you've said it before. He's inside his head right now.
He is.
Yeah.
That's got to compound those doubts he has, man. It has to be terrible for his morale. And then moving forward, when we need him, it's like, come on, man. And then when they stopped the 2-point conversion – that gave the crowd, man, it went through if it wasn't already through the roof, because Horace, shout out to Horace and the Dolphin Den, he was there, and Tori, how loud it was there. When that happened, man, it gave them confidence in the stands. The guy that, blocked the pass from Hill, it gave him supreme confidence. Then you can have false confidence in life, but if you really believe in yourself and then it matters. And I feel like, that was just, and I've been complaining about that all season, bro. And even before the season, but McDaniel's just, I can't understand. He totally goes away from just the basics of football. And I feel like people have boosted his head up with this McGenius stuff so much that he really feels like he has to live up to it and do some astronomical stuff to really, It's like, man, come on, man. Just there's certain basics that you have to stick to. Come on, man. And
No,
it's
I
a
agree
big
with you.
and
I
moving
think
forward, it's a concern for me. And again, we still don't beat the good teams we need to when we need to, and it's all the same beat for me.
Same old Dolphins.
But we're beating bad teams. At least we have that. Because majority of my life, we play the good teams and we lose to the bad. At least now we're smoking bad teams, or at least beating them. And but I'm disappointed, man.
I hear you, bro.
Oh,
I hear you.
Disappointed too.
So, Greg, what you got? Is that a parfait? Is that a birthday cake? What do we got? What do we got today? Usually it's ice cream, but it's something different today. See, I knew. See, I can tell. So, whose birthday is it, bro? Awesome, man. Happy birthday to Greg's sister, and I'm glad he's enjoying the birthday cake, because somebody's enjoying something here. We certainly didn't enjoy the game this week, but at least we got birthday cake, because you know why? Annually, year in and year out, we go through these disappointments. So Greg's celebrating it with a little birthday cake. And you know what? That's fine. We can do that. We can do that here. But I hear you, Lucci, bro. My thing is, I think no matter what happens, bro, whether we win, whether we go all the way and win, no matter what we do, McDaniels trying to outsmart himself and trying to outslick the slickness and all that nonsense is always, I think, going to come back and be something we're concerned with, because it's a tendency that he has. But I see that Vic Fangio, the vaunted, well sought after, highest paid DC in the country, has decided to join the Larry K. L.G. Shake in the Panel show on a Tuesday, and he's on the panel, and I want to give him the floor. So does he have something to tell us?
Oh, all right. Look, at the end of the day, look, I'm only bringing this up because I played this on the Finn's tailgate, so we're cool. I know you can play press conferences, so I'm just playing a little
Yeah, we can play
bite.
press conferences. It's all good.
So here's the thing: everybody wants, before everybody starts making their excuse, well, they have to adjust to a new system. I want you to hear something out of Vic Fangio's mouth himself, not me, not Shake Money, not Larry K. This is out of Vic Fangio's mouth himself. So listen up.
Mind, in your experience, how long does it typically take a new personnel group to adjust to your scheme?
Oh, I don't know. I think that's a convenient narrative. We should be adjusted. Part of it's I got to be adjusted too, and know what best fits, what style best fits our players moving forward, and that can change from week to week on who the opponent you're playing. So I don't put a lot of stock into that.
Let me tell you something.
And by the way, before you do that, this was week 2. This wasn't this press for the Buffalo Bills. This was week 2.
Wow.
So,
well, I was about to be hyped as hell, but now you kind of knocked me down a notch. Because first I was about to say, oh, if he said that now, I have faith he's about to turn it around. But now he already said that week 2, and we still got these problems. So I don't know. But I will say this, man, and I've said it since yesterday, since my crazy rant, if you saw my face. But I've been saying that you got to fit. I don't care if you're getting paid that much or that good of a coach. In the interim, while you're waiting for your players, you better work something out, scheme up something for these players, man. You think Greg over here, he's got a birthday cake, right? If you're missing an ingredient and he can't go to the store to get one because it's New England and it freaking snowed like it does in Buffalo, he can't get out of his house, he's going to improvise. He's going to make something that you could eat that you can enjoy, and he's not just going to say, well, I ain't eating because I don't have all my ingredients, bro. You're going to improvise. You're going to figure something out. Greg doesn't have ice cream. He's out of Pall Malls. He'll get Marlboros. Offer that to her. Offer her Virginia Slims. Offer Newports. You don't just, I'm being funny, but I'm being dead ass honest, man. He's got to find a way to scheme up something that works for these players. Now, it may not mean that it's a top 5, top 10 defense. I'm not saying you got to be able to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. I'm permitted one. We're all permitted like one a show. And that's just because YouTube. It's not because me. I'm like, because I care. That's not what it's about. But I'm not saying he's got to be great with the personnel he has. What I'm saying is he's got to be competent with the personnel that he has. And I'm telling you right now, I'm telling all of you right now, it's not just the coaching, but the coaching has a lot to do with it. And it's defensive coaching. You don't have X shadow in their best receiver. You don't draw something up better to combat what they're doing. You don't fix something with the run game because you have weak inside linebackers. You don't substitute a guy for somebody else. Fine. But on the offensive side of the ball, the coaching mattered too. The fact is, and it's not just because McDaniel was inadequate. You got to look across. There's guys on the other side of the field too, okay? And McDermott had a beautifully orchestrated game plan to stop us. He did his homework and he figured it out. But here's my main thing I'm about to say about the players, and then I'm going to cede the ground for whoever wants to hop in. Bradley Chubb is not playing up to his contract or to what we gave up for him. And when Phillips gets back, unless Chubb has a revelation, I don't really care what he's being paid. I don't really care what you gave up to him. I'm a fan. I want the best players on the field. And when Phillips gets back, unless there's some reason you can give me that one of those guys, Phillips or AVG, cannot play Chubb's side of the field for whatever their skill set reason is, I'll accept that. Unless you have that, then you put those two on the field at the same time, and you set them loose.
I swear, man, ever since we got Bradley Chubb, and ever since we paid him, he's been not living up to it, and I don't know why.
Not at all. And I see Kevin in here saying we should use Wilkins as trade bait. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump to conclusions for a guy who's such an integral part of the culture. And look, you saw me because I was with Lucci, bro, at the beginning of the season. I was mad they didn't sign him, and I'm not ready to give up on him per se, but the clock keeps ticking. A couple more games come off the board, and he hasn't done. And I'm not necessarily saying that's an indictment on him. Perhaps with the new DC we have, he doesn't fit the scheme. If that's the case, then give him an opportunity to go to a team that's going to pay him and use him better and give us an opportunity to get some picks. I believe, though, that if he were to walk after this season, would we get a compensatory third-round pick? Because that would be good, too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like him. I'm not one of these guys, like, I don't get too high because I predicted a loss anyway at the beginning of the season. But I also don't get too low. I'm not saying burn the whole thing down. I'm just being objectively, like, analytical right now looking at the team. As much as I love Wilkins.
Though, is
yes, I agreed. And I was going to mention that to you. I was going to actually ask you, bro, if we had lost that, like, a close neck-and-neck game, would you feel the same way?
Yeah, I'm going to be 100% honest. It would have depended on what it was because last year, both games we lost in Buffalo, I don't give a damn what any of these Buffalo fans say or anybody else. Drop passes killed us both games. When Tua was quarterbacking in the regular season in Buffalo in that snowstorm, and when what's his name? Skyler was quarterbacking in that game when we lost 3 in the playoffs. Drop passes killed us. But however, in the first game in Buffalo, not the first game, but the first game in Buffalo, because we played 2 in the regular season, Mike McDaniel abandoned the run when we were killing it with the run. Again, this guy just outthinks himself. This game, A-Chain had like 100 and something yards on 8 carries. Now, I know Mostert, and I've been high on Mostert. It's no military secret. He had a couple of fumbles. He had a bad day. Cool. But, man, he went totally away from the run game. And listen, going into this, Buffalo has the best defense, sure, but they're dead last in giving up big runs in the NFL on defense. And A-Chan was running big runs.
Well, here's something interesting, and this bears talking about, because initially I was wondering too, why aren't we running when Buffalo has a lower ranked run defense than pass defense?
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. And by the way, McDaniels in his press conference admitted that he abandoned the run. He admitted it.
You know what? I didn't even watch the press conference, but you did that last year in the regular season against Buffalo. Mostert had 100 yards in the first quarter, and you abandoned the run.
You know what this reminds me of? Somebody
how do you expect to have faith? Listen, you got a guy beats his wife, and he says, "I promise you, baby, I won't do it no more." And then she shows up with 2 black eyes the next week. She still stays with him. What are you gonna say? You know what? Enough is enough, man. You got to get away from this guy. I mean, it seems early and whatever, man. I've been watching my whole life. I may not be a super football genius and tell you every coverage and every whatever, but I know enough to know come on, man. This guy's making the same mistakes. The same mistakes. I'm sorry. It is what it is, man. And defense, they should have got help over there. Yo, Kohu, with the penalties alone let you know I can't stop this guy. Never mind the touchdowns that followed. I mean, you got to get him help over there. And I blame Vic Fangio too, whatever. But I'm the type of guy that'll say, everybody else would say, oh, he needs time. Oh, you get a new quarterback, he needs time for the system. Everybody needs time for the system. We give Vic Fangio, he's supposed to be a storied defensive coordinator. And I'm with you. Something as simple as that, this guy needs help. Double team, whatever. You make that adjustment in the second half. You don't allow it to keep happening. I'm cool with that. But, I mean, come on. Now all of a sudden we don't want it. We don't want to give anybody time. Now it should be right away, instant results. I mean,
well, I think too, man.
You got to keep it square business, man. That was something to me. I don't give a damn if I was on the sidelines coaching with zero experience. We're double teaming. Whatever we got to do, bring him over. You know what? X, you go over to cover. I know Davis been putting up big numbers, so maybe he tried to get on the mic wagon and outthink himself. Okay, since Gabe Davis is doing so good, we'll put X over here and we'll let Cole do. But come on, man. Once you see that ain't working, you got to do something to plug the leak.
Well, and Kevin says something that's important. Said Brandon Jones was supposed to help Kohu, but he was completely lost in coverage. And I've heard that more than once. So that's also a problem. He didn't play up to par. But I agree on the Achane thing, man. Achane ran over everybody still. Not every single run. I don't care if it's Barry Sanders. He sometimes got tackled for losses. Like Milano was out there just headhunting. He really was, man. He was in the back. He was behind the line. He knew the plays coming. But, you're telling me with all the innovative pressures, all the innovative motions and all the innovative, parlor tricks we have, we couldn't have shifted everybody and made it look like we're running this way, turn around, I had Tua throw another no-look pass the other way to somebody. And we even had Mostert and Achane in at the same time at certain points. So why couldn't he do that? I mean, and go the other way. I mean, he shouldn't have abandoned the run that quickly, especially when you saw that the secondary, what coverage they were playing was stifling our first and second read. And at the same time, our O-line was in absolute shambles, and there was getting pressure up the middle, so Tua couldn't throw it. Now, I understand the O-line was in shambles, so why do you think you could run? Well, you have decent guys on one side at least of the field, and Lamb is no slouch. Get away from the pressure up the middle on the dropbacks from the center and start going outside zone, which is what you do anyway. I got to agree with that.
Just briefly, I get what you're saying. Every play, this ain't Barry Sanders, whatever. And even with Barry, it wasn't. However, the yards per carry, when you look at the yards he gained total with the amount of carries, shows painfully. I mean, it's just cold facts. It ain't even shows, and it's not obvious. It's facts. More plays he was getting off than he was getting stopped. End of story. Go with that. But whatever.
No,
it's on to the next.
But I'm
saying,
yeah.
Not to mention, I heard there's a lot of people watching already the film, whatever. Waddle was open a lot of times this game.
Waddle got almost no looks.
Yeah, and that's a problem too, bro. And that to me, that's
Mr.
more on Tua.
Innovative genius, bro. Everything's going to. Whatever.
But it's because Tua couldn't get I don't know, because I don't pretend to know all the intricacies of every play or the offense, but I don't get paid to do that. That's what the Bills got paid to do, and they knew it. So I don't know if it would have been designed to Waddle or designed to Hill, if it would have mattered, because I think they would have jumped the route. But part of the problem was that by the time Tua got to his second and third progression and what they were showing him, he was already under duress, and he was nothing really not much he could do on a lot of those plays, and somebody made a good point about Robbie Chosen, that on that pick he didn't give great effort. I'm not saying that, it was a good throw, because it wasn't, but I'm saying there's other things that come into it too, and we just didn't want it as much as the Bills. Look, the Bills didn't want to go 0-2 in the division at home. I mean, it's those things do play into things. You know what I mean? They do play into things.
I mean, I think honestly, there's the reason we lost is because of coaching, in my opinion. I mean, I felt like in the second half we had a shot to come back. I tweeted out I'm going to go take a nap, but I stayed and watched. I felt like we had a shot to win, and then we just made zero adjustments. Cater Crew still on Diggs, and let me tell you something. I'd rather get beat by Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis, and then Kincaid than Diggs because I hate that guy.
Man.
He's just
And
annoying.
you know what's funny is I have some neighbors that are snowbirds that lived right, and they came back, and of course they're Buffalo fans, and I go to take out the trash right before I come to join the show. Like, hey, that was a good game, huh? I'm like, they're like, yeah, but no, I love them. They're good people. They're cool as hell. So
But
I'm like, yeah.
And now Miami Kid says, Larry K, the blueprint is out for this so-called revolutionary offense. 2 safeties over the top. The linebackers drop to the middle of the field. You take 2 as first read away. Okay, you're right. The book's out. And this is a show me season, man. SMS is a show me season.
Yeah.
So show me what you're going to do. The book's out.
Yeah.
The book's out. How you gonna counter punch? There's ways to counter punch. The best coaches throughout history, the best offensive minds throughout history, counter punch when the book's out. The book's out now, man. Week 5, we're going in. The book's out. What you gonna do to counter punch it? Here's my thing. It's easy for me. You're dropping linebackers. You got 2 deep, bro. I'm running the ball. 8-chan, bro. Right off guard. Every time.
Play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
Come on, man.
Just run the ball. Now, if I could think of that, then McD better think of that, man. Because I don't know what else to say. If they're dropping backers and they're so concerned. Now, think about this. And you even saw this in the film. If you watch the film, bro. If you watch the film, you saw this. The backers were so concerned about where the wideouts were. They weren't watching Tua's eyes. They weren't looking in the backfield. They wanted to know where where the receiver was. They were so concerned about the routes that they weren't spying in the backfield in time. That spells to me, and you pull 2 guys deep, and you pull the linebackers back a little bit. What does that say? That says hand the ball off because they're looking at the receivers. And by the time they get their head around, the running back's going to get 4 to 6 a pop. Yeah. You run 4 to 6 a pop down the field, you're going to win the game. I mean, that's just how that's old school football.
Eventually, they're going to tighten them butt cheeks and come in and open up what you want.
Yes.
Yo, I said that before when we were talking to Michael K. What's his name? That's what I said.
Well, he's flim-flam today.
We're going to run it up. Guys are going to come in, and then it's going to open the pass that Tua loves to throw to in them lanes. And they went against it. And that's what we had to do. Run the ball.
And 8-chan had a good game. All things considered, they just stopped at a certain point.
On 8 carries. He had 8 carries, maybe 9.
Yeah.
It's just
guys,
unbelievable, man.
By the way, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what I got to do to get you to subscribe to this channel. Yeah. Just hit the button. The button is right here. Press subscribe, man. We got to get to 1,500 by the end of October, or I don't know what I'm going to do, but it ain't going to be good. So we got to get to 1,500. And you guys, become a member of Fury Fan, man. You become a mod. You got access to all this other stuff. And hit that super chat. Show some love to this panel, man, for real. But anyway, that's my little marketing thing real quick. Get back to Finn's talk.
There's 2 players I'm thinking about getting their jerseys, both of them. Devon Achan. I hope I pronounced that right.
No, it's 8-chan, son.
Whatever I don't know how you
think P of Chan.
Yeah. Think Jackie Chan, man.
Yeah. I'm calling him either A-Train
Rush Hour. Oh, I love it. Chan, Rush Hour, bro.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. Yo.
That's why you got that promotion in the New York the New Jersey bar, because you're smart like
bro,
that.
Bro, I'm about to make a little logo or commercial for this channel. Rush Hour, and have 8-chan highlights. If any of y'all out there steals, I'm going to know where it came from. And I got the receipts. They record these things.
Right here.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I need to get his jersey and probably Puka Nukuuka, whatever the hell you pronounce his name.
What on earth are you saying?
Those 2 men have carried my fantasy team and brought me back when I thought I was dead. So I just want to point that out. But yeah, Devon A-Chain's killing it, man. I love it. I don't think we need a running back anymore. I've been saying this on other probably Twitter and YouTube Spaces and whatever the heck.
You got
Forget
him.
running back. I think the Rams, right? The Rams are 2-2 right now. Everyone's thinking they can win the NFC West. I honestly think it's going to be at the end of October. They're going to be below 500. Call up the Rams and offer the truck, offer whatever the Rams want for Aaron Donald. Bring Aaron Donald here. Let's win the Super Bowl. Let's do it. Let's get Aaron Donald another one of these, okay? The Rams aren't winning the Super Bowl this year. They might make the playoffs, but like.
I said, man, my one thing is now you already spent that first rounder on Chubb. It's like you could have got Roquan Smith, man. And I recall a certain Shake Money saying that last year, like before the trade deadline. And imagine this year with AVG and Phillips, but now you had him instead of Chubb. Like we also, here's my other opinion. And it's not going to be necessarily popular amongst everybody. This panel won't care, but I don't think that we had the groove or the rhythm or the time in the offense last year where we really were a Super Bowl contending team, especially when Tua was taking all those concussions. So for us to go out and make a hasty move with Chubb as if it was going to catapult us that year was a little hasty. I think if we look, you can't rewrite history, so we got to work with what we do now, and I hope Chubb gets it together. But that trade is looking like it's hamstringing us a little bit at this juncture because we can't even probably go out and get a Donald where maybe we could have. And this year, I think if you look at the offense, especially the running game and some of the other pieces, we probably are closer to that contender this year than we were last year, and we really need that pass rusher. But keep it real, though. AVG had a good game. 2 sacks, plenty, and we still got our ass kicked. So I don't think it's just the pass rushing. I mean, we got other problems, too.
Yeah.
Bunch of problems.
You know, I mean, Allen, but here's the thing. Allen is a I can't stand him. He's a Bill, but he's the kind of player that he's the kind of dude that is like Aaron Rodgers was when he was good and not like a Tom Brady. He can make plays off schedule. And so it doesn't matter. You get in there, you miss the first hit on him, which we did, and we always do multiple times. You reach out for that ankle, and you already see it coming when the guy's getting around the edge, including Chubb. Around there, about to reach, you already know he's running, and as soon as he runs, he's either going to pick up 5, 6 to 10 yards, or he's going to go over to the sideline and then launch a pass, and it's going to be complete. And we're going to be, pissed off because that's another thing. It doesn't even matter with this particular quarterback. He's going to kill us until we figure out a way to contain him. And I unfortunately think that with the current personnel we have, we don't have the linebackers to lay a hit on a dude like that because they just – no, anybody see last night? Anybody watch the game last night?
Nope.
You see that corner, what's his name, on Seattle? What?
Witherspoon?
Bro, that dude, like, I don't know if you guys saw him, man. He was laying freaking hammers on people. They were coming out of the flat, and he was flying up and just, I'm serious. He was knocking people's jock in the dirt, and he's a smaller cornerback. He was knocking everybody out of their friggin' head. We don't have dudes like that, and we haven't. And I also think, I'll say it again, I said it yesterday, Landon Roberts, I'm not saying him, but you had somebody to put in there that will hit a gap. Roberts. Me too, bro. I still don't understand
that. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I watched your video where you said that. I was upset when we got rid of Landon Roberts, man, because he was that guy that really flew under the radar. But I watched every single game, and man, that guy made plays, man.
Right. So I always remember that there was always this hate somewhere. I don't know where it was coming from, and I don't pretend to be an analytical film expert.
Right.
But there was some hate that actually I almost accepted subliminally myself, that I must not know enough, and he's not good. But I'm watching now, and I remember you would always be whenever somebody hit a gap and freaking pummeled a running back for a loss, it was always him, bro. It was always him. Every time. So and even if he's not a full-time starter, why are you going to get rid of the only guy in your defense that can do that? Maybe he would have flown through the gaps. Use him as a spy on Rodgers. Allen, I don't know, but what are we doing? I don't know why we don't have anybody like that on the team in any position on defense. Except AVG. I think he'd lay it on some people, but his position doesn't lend itself to hitting gaps like that most of the time.
Bro, it's
Hey,
crazy
we gotta-
you brought that up because I swear, when I watched your video, man, I was saying the same thing, man. I was always high on the Landon Roberts, man. He was that guy, man, that just he would show up out of nowhere and lay the wood on people.
Yeah, bro.
And the last Rashard Jones, like you said, as far as secondary, that's the last corner.
Yes,
it was safety, but that would come down, stop the run, and lay the wood.
Bro, safeties
Rashard
do
Jones
that.
was that guy.
Yeah,
He
and
was the last one we
safeties
had.
do that. Yeah,
As
I
far
agree.
as secondary is concerned, that would be run, stop heavy, and laying wood on people. Atlanta
need
Roberts
that.
is that dude, man. I agree.
Hey,
that.
I just want to mention real quick, the Buffalo Bills fans who are in the chat, you're more than welcome to come up. We're not gonna time you out or throw you off the panel. So you're if you guys tired of being chirping on the keyboard, you want to come up and chirp in real life, feel free.
Yeah, and by the way, man, I got to be honest. There's some clowns out there, like on different groups, or for the most part, the people that have been on this channel, people I've talked to, they're pretty educated fans. I mean, they I don't have any problem with them. I ain't gonna yell and scream, whatever. We could talk. Lakers, what up, bro?
Hey, yo, man, what's up, man?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. How's everybody else?
I'm feeling good, man. It's
good,
Tuesday. It's
good.
beautiful outside. I'm all right. We're moving on from freaking Buffalo week, and I'm feeling all right.
Oh, good. Amicus and you were on here, so I could say this. F the Lakers. Go ahead.
Oh my God! You know what? Let me just say something.
Why you gotta do that to? He comes up here.
It's okay. He's mad. He's mad because you know what I'm saying. He didn't get Damian Lillard or you know what I'm saying.
Don't it, baby. Woo!
No,
he's mad because Jimmy Butler is going emo on everybody in Miami.
That's why.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
hey, listen. I like the little linky look.
I'm sure you do, Shake.
Well,
yes, I'm sure you have it too. You're wearing. I bet you're sporting it too, right?
man,
But go ahead. But no, what's up? No, go ahead, Amicus. What's going on? Hey, listen. I tell you what. This is one of your classier Buffalo fans on here. So what's up?
Well, I had a good conversation with him last week, so I'm looking forward to what he's got to say today.
I don't know. There's a few Dolphin fans that would say otherwise. I mean, I've been giving it to a few people really hard just because they got a little arrogant, little out of line the past week, and I had to straighten things out. But yeah, it's all good.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah. Well, no, when I went on some podcasts, man, and people were like legit giving a 50-17 score. I won't drop any names or anything, but it got a little ridiculous on the predictions.
You could drop a name if you want. I really don't care. I mean, it doesn't mean we co-sign any kind of hate against the podcast. But shoot, if you're gonna say something like that, you might as well put them on blast. I mean, I didn't say that.
Shake had a decent score prediction, 31-28.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So right in the middle of both scores, that's one of what actually happened.
Yeah.
Shake was more here, and it was like this, except his teams were reversed. So
Yeah, I didn't expect 28 points either. That was a shock to me as well. But you know, it was fun. It was fun to watch for sure.
Of course, I'm sure. I mean, dude, you have a division game, and it's that pummeling, you know, that much of a one-sided thing, and you're on the good side. It must be fun. I get it.
Yeah. I mean,
while we're on the subject, can we? If losing to Buffalo is one thing, I'm okay with that. Can we not lose by more than like 3 points?
Exactly. Right.
Every time, it angers me. It makes me lose my mind every time, man. Every time we play Buffalo, I'm like, we this is our chance to beat them. And then Buffalo comes in, they kick me below the waist. They take my kidneys. They take my liver. They take my heart. They take my heart. Hope. I kid you not, Larry.
They grill it. They put it on a sesame seed bun, and they friggin' ingest it. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Night, I was like one of those people on Twitter that are saying this season. I was legit, man. I was legit. This season over. We can't win anything. That was me Sunday night.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Hey, listen. You should. I would play you clips of what he said on the tailgate, but you got to hide your children for that one.
Oh boy.
I remember. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Banana? How's it going, bro? Yeah, no perma ban amicus on this channel, buddy. But guess what? You're gonna get the kind amicus because we don't have anybody talking crazy.
See, look at Lucci over here. He's throwing super chats. He's already an executive member. This dude is like a real ass Fury fan member from the soul, man. Like, thanks, Lucci. I appreciate that. But that's what he comes up here. He gets his stuff out. It's whatever. No, I can't. I can't take payments to permaban people because that would just make me a terrible person, and I'd have no integrity, and I would never do that, especially because amicus.
But no, people do timeouts for fun, but you know, I'm like,
I've seen that. Don't listen. There's no parlor tricks here, man. You want to throw money to the channel because you like the content and because we're objective, then throw money to the thing, and we appreciate that, man. But we're gonna do it for the right reasons, just because you're showing love and you want to put your comment in highlights, man. Throw it down for that reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Larry
K.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna mention I saw a stat today, man, that blew my mind. So Dorsey and Josh Allen are getting on the same page now, and this was our best game together, I believe, right, against y'all.
Yes.
And we needed it against this high-powered offense. But I don't know if you noticed, but we play a lot more play action now than we ever did before.
It makes sense with that personnel grouping. That
it does. It does. And Josh Allen in play action this year has a perfect passer rating of 158.3 and a QBR of 98.
Wow.
That's insane.
It makes sense to me. Like, it is insane, and I guess they're finding innovative ways to start running their offense. You saw Dorsey all game. There were shots of him a long way from the iPad smashing. He was in good spirits. And you look at Dayball up in New York, and that whole narrative, it was funny because I was saying this to Giants fans. Like, there was this whole narrative that, oh, look, last year Allen is committing some turnovers and whatnot, and Dayball, look what he's done with Daniel Jones. Well, that narrative was shattered this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
When Daniel Jones is falling apart and Josh Allen is having a day, and he's had a couple days, since the Jets game, and you're like, they're finding a rhythm. But I was going to ask you, too, in light of those stats, without, just Josh Allen totally crapped on us, whatever. But, like, legitimately, what I saw was also a defensive game plan on the side of Buffalo where the film study – not only of the coaches but the players was on point enough to kind of know what we were going to do before we did it. But I wanted your opinion on what you really thought. And there were some turnovers, but like not just the win. And I know you predicted the win, so I'm not saying the win, but like the win and domination from an analytical standpoint. As a Bills fan, I mean, how did you see what went down?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of the analysis that I've seen over the past 24 to 48 hours or whatnot has been pretty consistent, even from a lot of the Dolphin podcasts, ESPN, Fox Sports 1. They're all pretty much saying the same thing. And it was that adjustment in the second quarter, where instead of being like exclusively zone, there was more press man. And then maybe dropping back to zone afterwards. But the point was taking that first read away, right? Hitting them at the line, taking away those slants, and giving the front four a chance to at least get a little pressure on Tua and see what that produces. And it produced a lopsided victory. That's my takeaway. Now, I've talked to some Dolphin fans that swear that it was Armstead going out and all this. Maybe it was a combination of both, but I know McDermott got a head coaching job because of his defensive prowess with the Panthers, and Frazier did things his way. I mean, the base was still the same, but he had his Frazier way of doing things. McDermott's defense is off the charts, man. It's another level, and y'all saw that Sunday.
Yeah, and I think, look,
it would plain and simple. Sorry to interrupt you, Larry.
No, all good, bro, and I agree. And I was going to say, and then I'll cede the mic to somebody else. But they had a good game plan in the way their front seven is with the rotation, deep players on the D-line. They were getting consistent pressure rushing for, and it's hard to stop that. Now, anybody who says that, our second best lineman, who's also the center, being out didn't also help, that happened, but I still think we were out-coached, and that's the reason we lost. And I actually don't think – now, Armstead going down unexpectedly is not fun. It hurts for sure, but that's not the reason. I think we would have lost that same way with Armstead in, bro. So it was coaching. Yeah. It was the game plan. I agree. I think that D-line was beastly, and that defensive game plan was beastly. But somebody else go ahead, man, and chop it up. But I'm just saying.
All right. So
they had Bosa and Khalil Mack over there in San Diego when Armstead wasn't playing. and it
Yes.
wasn't. You have to be able to make. I'm sorry, man, but enough is enough. Everybody wants to make all the excuses in the world. Come on, man. It's just getting out coached by better coaches.
Yeah,
You know, we
you're
have
right.
talent on both sides of the ball where we should never. And everybody says, "Oh, you know, I don't care." We should never get smoked like that. Period. There's
by the way,
no weather excuse. There's no nothing. We should be able to compete at a high level with any team in the league with the, the talent that we have. It's just unbelievable, man.
I agree with you.
Coaching.
I agree.
Yeah, super chat.
And let me shout out Ricardo again. This is a second donation, Ricardo, man. I respect it and I really appreciate your love for the channel, man. As a 43-year Bills fan, the difference this year is Leslie Frazier taking the year off and a real DC calling plays. I have to say, guys, Finn fans have drawn my attention from hating Pats fans. Bro, listen. We're all football fans, and we're all dudes who freaking, I'm sure, are good people in our lives, go to work every day, bust our ass. So we could talk junk all day. We could get mad. We could do all that. But, yo, I got any man who comes up and just talks, any man who supports another man's grind, any man who is into football and cares about his life is cool with me. So that's all good, bro. And, yeah, we all hate the Pats in general, and I think Pats fans are a little spoiled. But I guarantee you're going to find a Pats fan who's cool, too. Yeah. So whatever. But to answer what you said,
fans are about to eat humble pie for the next 20 years like the rest of us.
Yes.
That shit is over with.
Real talk. But,
yeah,
Ricardo, I heard the same thing, man. I heard that McDermott started calling the plays, and that's similar, in my opinion, to when Flores started calling the plays a couple of years ago, and that you saw a difference. The fact is, McDermott's calling the plays, and we were, bro, the defensive game plan, and that's why I'm waiting to see what McDaniels does. The book is out. How are you going to counter the book? Because it's out, and it worked well. So what are you going to do to counter it? Great coaching job. And listen, the coaching only works if the players are focused, bro. There's some film breakdowns out there where Matt Milano is just, he's watching Mostert come out of the handoff, and his eyes never get tricked, and he never floats into the trap, and he meets him at the gap. And that takes a level of skill and focus. And we got to be that focused next time we play the Bills, plain and simple. They were focused, bro. They were focused.
Can you imagine if we had Flores for a defensive coordinator and
who said
McDaniel for an offensive coordinator?
Who said that? Thank you, sir.
And who cares for a head coach at that point?
Thank you.
Just somebody to instead of Mike McDaniel going for it all the time and doing all the weird stuff he does, we would be an unstoppable force, man. But,
thank you, bro.
What's up, Lakers? What's on your mind?
Hey,
bro?
man,
go
what
off.
he said about having Flores as a defensive coordinator, bro. You know what I'm saying? When we have Flores, our defense was right there with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? We shut down Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to do. That's not easy, right? So, you know what I'm saying? How come now, you know what I'm saying, we have Flores' scheme, you know what I'm saying? The defense plays great, right? And then now Vic Fangio's come around. He's over here, this freaking zone defense. I mean, yeah, that's cool, but we need to go back to man-to-man and play how we played with Brian Flores.
I feel like it's because we got Flores as personnel, and that's why they're not running the Fangio scheme right because it's Flores personnel. But Fangio's got to blitz more, bro. This is blitz personnel. Like Baker is a blitzing linebacker. That's what he's good for. He ain't good for much else. Blitzing.
You got freaking Baker. You have freaking Cam Smith. I don't know why he's not playing, but Cam Smith, and then you got Xavier Howard. We have the dogs on the defense. But the coach is not using them correctly.
Yep. And hey, you heard what he said though out of his own mouth. That's a narrative that about first year coaching in their system. They should have got it before by training camp. So it's up to him to make this personnel work. Look, all I know is if Bill Belichick had this defense, they'd freaking be a scary defense. If Bill Belichick had his hands on these players, they'd be a freaking scary ass defense.
Come on, man.
Even if Brian Flores had his hands on his defense with the team that we have with the defense now, our defense would have been top 5, bro. And you know that.
But I'm holding Mike McDaniel. This is head coach. I'm holding him responsible for everything because ultimately, and some of it has to do with spite, with how everybody wants to talk about how a McGenius and how he's this and how he's that. Man, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, we have the talent on offense. And I don't give a damn what two people or anybody says. The true MVP on our offense is Tyreek Hill. Period, point blank.
He's a
When
monster.
they game plan for him. It's not for Tua. It's not for what. It's not. They game plan. How do we stop Tyreek?
Mm-hmm.
You have Achane, who's proven to be a valuable asset that can make some noise. You got Mostert, who can make some noise, barring a couple of fumbles. But that's not really his game. He doesn't. He's not a turnover machine. Everybody's due to have a bad game. You got Waddle, who is a game changer in himself, and you have the Craig
Braxton Berrios,
and that are under the radar. That can
Berrios
get
is
the
a
job
beast.
done. You mean to tell me you can't, Mr. Genius, you can't come up with some kind of plan that once the whole team is worried about stopping Tyreek, you can't have one of these other 7 players. Even Smythe has, he showed in the game this week. You can't tell me McGenius can't come up with a plan to look, when they stop, this is what we do. He knows that we have a deficiency in the offensive line. If this happens, this is what we do. Mr. Genius can't come up with some kind of plan that when what teams are game planning for falls through and they actually stop that. You can't come up with some kind of plan to at least stay in the game.
I don't know how they couldn't get a hat on Milano, man, and try to run outside.
Milano's great. Listen, Milano's great.
Milano's a beast.
Milano.
Yeah, he is a beast.
He's a linebacker. Achane was having a field day, and they just abandoned the run.
That's why, you got to get it, bro. Release Eichenberg.
Everybody says McDermott, and I'll stop after this. Everybody says McDermott is, and I agree. Yo, he had a great game plan. Cool. We were blow for blow the whole time. We gave them the ball first. Let's see what you could do. They scored. Okay, we scored. They scored. We scored. They scored. We scored. Now, when it comes time to adjustments, what failed? Why did we stop scoring? They had the same defense, and they lost, what's his name? White. They lost their best corner. What happened that our offense against their defense, a guy that's been here, this is his second year, he's been here, and you done played him 3 times last year, so you got an extra game, because normally you just play your divisional opponent twice. You got 3 games to plan for this game, and clear skies and nice weather in Buffalo. And you mean to tell me Genius can't come up with a game plan? Okay, if they stop this is what I'm going to do. Miss me with any other excuse, man, besides Mostert giving up the ball twice. That hurt.
Yeah, well, because it was the turnover and that penalty hurt us. So then once we were down, then we started pressing, and that
you know what I'm saying. But you got to have some kind of. It's not their defense was not stopping our offense in the first half.
I think
but
they had a couple of stops, and it was due to turnovers. Listen, we were hanging in there blow for blow against the number 1 defense. When it came time to make adjustments, we failed to make adjustments.
That's on the coach, bro.
Our defense played terrible. Guess what? Their defense looked like our defense in that first half. Who watched the game? What game are you watching? Because if it's the same one as me, that number 1 defense in Buffalo everybody's clamoring about, we were scoring on them at will like they were scoring on us at will.
But I could feel the pressure, even those first 2 drives. I could feel the pressure. Like Tua was going to his second and third read, and they were kind of circling around him. Like they were getting closer, and I felt that the trenches, like you could feel those games. We were losing that trench battle even early, so we went blow for blow. But then eventually when we committed, you get behind the sticks once, and all of a sudden that trench warfare hits you, and you can't keep up. And I felt it. I don't know. I felt that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it wears on you too as the game goes on.
Because if you see that as the average Joe fan, who admittedly doesn't know much about the game, like me, if a genius is watching this, why can't you make those adjustments?
Well, he
And
had
you've
adjustments to make, I think, and he didn't make them. There were no adjustments from McDaniel.
on, man.
100% true. Whereas
And
the
if
Bills made
anything-
adjustments.
If anything, when he made the adjustments, he abandoned the part of the game that was our strong point in the game. You went in the total opposite direction of what needed to be adjusted. You put everything
I think
on
another
Tua can't scramble. He can't escape. I mean, come on, man.
I think another thing that gets lost in all this is like the chemistry between a lot of the personnel and the defensive mindset of McDermott. McDermott's been there for over 5 years, right? A lot of these guys have been there for a good portion of that, and you could see it in plays like with Tua's with his interception that Michael Hyde did.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch that play, they broke this down on a couple of channels too, where I think it was Bernard. They thought Bernard was going to like peek down at the bottom of the screen, but he didn't. He tailed your wide receiver. I forget the dude's name, but Hyde didn't panic and like come up and rush that receiver. He just sat back. Like he wasn't even going to press up on him. He just sat there because he knew where his help was coming, right? So it's that trust and understanding within the scheme of where that help is coming, so you can just stay calm and you can be like over the top just in case it gets airmailed. And the whole point of that, what the analysis shows, is that Tua probably wasn't expecting Bernard to drift like that. And when he saw that blue shirt that close on that first read, it airmailed him, right? And Hyde was calm and just sat right there, didn't move, and it went right to him. That's chemistry, man. You don't run schemes like that defensively without really understanding what's going on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, not only did the coaches know their scheme and our offense, but the players did.
Right.
And they trusted it. And that's something that that's also, you got a team that's the boss right now of that division. And they've been that way for a couple of years. You got a team that's trying to take the throne, and it takes time. I'm not giving excuses. I'm just objectively, like, we got to have that trust in our coaches, but our coaches got to have that game plan. So our coaches didn't even have the game plan for them to trust, but they're going to have to get that game plan going in order for our players to trust them the way the Bills players trust McDermott to execute that way, because that play, I think, was the interception. When, then that's why there's counter punches, right? Because if you see them trusting in that system, just like Tua trusts in the routes, which led him to trouble, the counter punches find reasons to not let him trust it anymore by exploiting their trust. But that's the counter punch we'll have to see. There was no adjustment in that way yet Sunday, and that was a out coaching problem. I mean, we were out coached, bro. Like, I don't even know what else to say. We were out coached, bro.
Hey Larry, from watching what TD put up today about his film, I mean, it feels like the Bills, right? The linebackers were playing the middle of the field, right? And after that, the safeties was like far back in coverage. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, on the corners, they were playing man to man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, so low key, you know what I'm saying? So low key, Tua, he didn't really have nothing. He couldn't do anything.
Exactly.
You know
That's why I'm not.
And did you see the linebackers when they would be up on the line, and then as soon as the ball was hiked, Bernard and Milano would, in sequence, almost like deer prancing through the fucking forest, they would like drift back in sequence. It was beautiful to watch, man, like ballet.
It was great. It was great to watch. Look, that's right there. That's called great defense.
That's why you got to run the ball, like Lucci said, man. That's because
if
they're instinctively going back, that's. I mean, shoot, drop back to a pump, like a draw play. It's the opposite of play action, a draw, and now they're prancing back, hit them for four. And I'm not saying that, it's so easy to hit the Bills. I'm just saying, shoot, there's counter punches that we didn't do. And Jericho, thank you for the super chat. I've been checking milk cartons for Bradley Chubb. Have you seen him lately? I saw him on the bad end of a block and missing Josh Allen as Josh Allen was running past him, completing touchdowns. That's the last time I saw him. Just letting you know, Jericho. Thank you for the super chat, Jericho. Very much appreciated. Good to see you back in here, Jericho. I don't know if I've seen you for a while, but the channel's back in action. Fury Fam's back in action. Jericho's back in action, guys. Hit subscribe, hit like, become a member. There's 3 different tiers, and do what Lucci's doing. Become a mod. Everything else, Jericho. Thank you. Sorry, back to the programming.
I do have one piece of advice though for the Dolphins. Like, stop with the T-shirts. It's too cold, or the thinking emoji. Like, the T-shirt thing has to stop, man, because that's fueling people. It just does.
Well, I know the Bills. Look, man, I ain't gonna
talk is cheap.
Yeah,
That's the New York logo, and it's a true thing. Hey, real quick, Larry, because I gotta go.
Okay, brother.
Chan, this is a kid, man. Just to piggyback what you were saying, this kid has a talent, and anytime a rookie comes into the league, it's mostly only noticed with quarterbacks that come in the league. They have talents that there's no film on this level of football.
Yes.
Maybe in college, but it doesn't translate. Whatever. However, Chan's a rookie. This kid's got a talent that they don't have film for yet.
Right.
This is the time to exploit defenses because they don't have it. So,
Good point.
You're saying, Larry, when them linebackers are dropping back and this kid's already having a field day, it's proven, you give him that because there's no way to stop it. I mean, it's so painfully obvious. I don't know how a genius wouldn't recognize, especially a run team genius wouldn't recognize this. Run the ball with this kid until they figure him out. And maybe they shut it down. How many rookies have we seen at any position in the league that have a fantastic rookie year
Yes.
and then they medal off after? Not everybody carries it. Not everybody's AP or, while we have this kid doing things that he's doing, and there's opportunities that you see as a layman and me as a layman as far as what these years in the defensive coordinators have had, why not use that to exploit this defense while you have the opportunity is just beyond me. It's unbelievable.
I hear you. I agree, bro. I really
Great
think
show, Larry.
Brother, I appreciate it.
Salute.
Appreciate you.
You guys beat our ass. Greg, you're my guy. Shake, see you soon. My guy with
Oh yeah. This Thursday night we're gonna be doing the Giants breakdown. Me and Piolucci.
I'll see you there.
All right, brother.
I worked all day. I literally haven't even taken a shower yet. I'm sitting here smelling like a grown man.
Bro, that's Fury Fam dedication, brother. We appreciate it. I appreciate
it's
that,
a lunch
bro.
bill kit, like you said. This is the
Hell
lunch
yeah.
bill crew.
Hell
you
yeah.
guys have a good week, man.
You too, brother.
Hey, the
Talk to you
Giants game
too,
is a great game for y'all to get your defense synchronized. Daniel Jones got tapped 11 times last night.
Bro, I know it was brutal. I'm ready for that. I think it's exactly what this team needs. If you look at Dallas, they took an L to Arizona, who's they're not as good as the Bills, but they're a tough team. Dallas bounced back, and they had a good game against the Pats, so we got to bounce back. And look, losing to the Bills is one thing on the road. You can't lose to subpar teams. That's going to kill the season. So we got to take care of business. But I will say, bro, about the T-shirts, it's funny because look, they took Tyreek Hill's comments out of context because they're like, oh, he calls out Bills Mafia. All he said was like, yo, I don't look at it any different than a road game, whatever else. But
right.
Being a Northeastern fan from New Jersey who roots for Rutgers and the Devils and everything else, I understand how we get in stadiums, man, and how loud, we take that 12-man thing very seriously. So I understand, and I will say the crowd fed off of the Bills crowd too. The team did, and just like the Jets have had 2 good games in 2 primetime spots, I'm telling you, it's because the crowd, the energy in buildings matters, especially when you're playing defense. And
I heard from some people that were at the game that it was like loud, like college atmosphere loud.
Yes. And my boy Tori Day, who runs the Dolphin Den, if you guys haven't been there, go to that group. He's a Dolphins fan, but he lives in Buffalo. He was at the game with all his boys who are all Buffalo fans, and he told me straight up, yo, I'm telling you that the crowd influenced it for sure. The crowd was crazy. So I hear you with the T-shirt thing and all that, man. The crowd is no joke.
By the way, this is for Jericho right here.
You got, bro, did you has that been out there? Did you just make that now?
No, I seen this on Twitter.
Okay.
And by the way, speaking of, I can make them like that. I'm working on it, as you can see as I do the thumbnail.
Yeah,
I'm
I like
working on
it, bro.
stuff like that.
Shake's developing a lot of skills over here,
Yeah.
Like
I have
Shake
a question for y'all, actually.
Yeah.
No, just real quickly before you do that. Remember when you were talking about the Giants' offensive line? Well, I have a look at them right here. Look.
Wait, let me see. I put the. yes, that's the Giants offensive line for damn sure. For damn sure. So what's up, Amicus? What was your question?
Yeah, so I have a question for all you guys. I'm sure y'all seen it by now. I saw it late last night, but in that post game presser, did y'all notice when Tua was talking about being humbled, and he said that there was some people on the team that need to be humbled? Like he made that comment. Did y'all see that comment?
I didn't even.
Yeah,
I didn't.
No.
That was after the game. That was after the game.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What did he say? Can you pull it up, Shake?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
look,
want to hear. I
look
want
for
to
the
hear
quote.
his. I want to hear the
I'll pull it up.
context in the word. I want to hear how he
I'll
said
pull it up
'cause
now.
That
I'll pull it
matters.
up. Don't worry. I'm gonna pinpoint it, and I'll be playing it
All
in a
right.
second. Give me a
All
second.
right, so give him.
The
a
reason
second.
I bring it up, and I don't want to butcher it, so get the exact quote, but when I heard it, to me it sounded like he was
you know what?
saying.
I'll tell you what. We could do a play-by-play analysis from the beginning to end. We'll do that. Like you know how to, Larry K.
Oh yeah.
All right, I got you. I'll do it now.
It to me, it sounded like he was blaming some people in the locker room.
I'm curious about that.
That they needed to be humbled, and this did it.
I'm curious about that a lot.
And to me, that's like shots fired at Tyreek. But I could be over, reading it. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see.
why I want to hear the tone. Yeah. You got it, Shake?
I'm looking at it now.
Come on, Marlins. What y'all doing, man?
Marlins losing?
No, we're not losing. It's just we was at bat and we didn't put nobody on base.
Oh.
And
Tell me when you want. All right, you heard me?
What happened?
I said it's 10 minutes long, so tell me when you want me to pause it, so you could, you know what I mean? So you.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no problem.
This will be our first Larry K's cross-examination.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm very proud of our guys for going out there, continuing to fight against a really good team. Division rival. Ever since I came to the league, it's always been tough. So we come here and we play at Coach Stadium. It's tougher with their fans. The fans are great, and you know how they get into the flow of the game. But off of the 2 drives that we had, I thought that we did really well with our communication in and out the huddle, getting guys where they needed to be and lining up and executing. And then with the other drives, there were a lot of communication errors on my part.
Pause it.
I got to be better with that aspect of the game for our guys, not put our guys into those situations.
Pause that.
And then that's what really.
Bro, so he's right there. I'm telling you right now. He right now is taking the blame for something, but he's also talking on a separate level to the dudes in the locker room, being like, sending the message like, look, I'm going to take the blame, but he's calling them out in a way because he's like, it's on me that we didn't communicate. I'm telling you right now, Eichenberg at center was not calling the right protections and O-line coverages, and it was causing problems, especially with that D-line. That's what he means right there. I guarantee you of that. Play.
That's really what the game turned out to be. It was really stopping ourselves on first down, guys not knowing where to go because of formational issues with what was communicated in the huddle and things like that. So it's on my part to be better for those guys in the locker room. Yeah. Yeah, it was tough to hear, numbers Mike's been telling me prior to the crowd noise, and the crowd noise is really loud, but that's also a me thing, understanding the game plan, knowing the game plan, what we want to get done.
Pause it.
And then situational.
I think Amicus might have a point, and I don't know exactly who it is, but I think this goes beyond just the O-line because he's saying He's talking about not knowing the game plan. And this goes to my point about not only the coaches on Buffalo having the game plan that was so good, but the players studying the film and taking the game plan to heart themselves. From what I'm hearing from right now, the way Tua is alluding to things, and he's definitely alluding to things, it seems to me that he's alluding to dudes not being on point, understanding the plays, understanding the game plan, understanding protections, understanding where they're going to be. And it's my read that it's more than just one person he's talking about. You could play it, but I think there's more than one person he's calling out.
Awareness with our plays that we want to run. So that's on my part. Yeah, they're a tough team. They're a divisional opponent. You know, you always want to do the best that you can to win as many divisional games as you can. But this is week 4, a lot of football to play, and we'll see them again. Not necessarily. I think they just do a really good job playing the things that they play, and they play it really well. They pressured on the early downs, in the earlier drives of the game, and then, you know, they kind of got their flow of the game, and they started to just play what they played, play coverage, read their run fits, read their run keys, and things like that. So, you know, I think they've done a great job on that side of the ball, you know, in mitigating big plays for us offensively.
Hold on and talk for a second. I got to get a drink of water. Hold on.
As he gets a drink of water, we'll.
Hey, Shake. So
Yes, sir.
you know what I'm saying? What Tua said about him not when the crowd was cheering, right? And he said that he couldn't really like understand and like, you know what I'm saying, like him and the
I like
play
this.
call. And what do you say?
If we start losing the Giants, I'm gonna start watching Axe Throwing or something.
Hey man,
God
we
damn.
better not lose to no
If we lose the Giants, there will be a hole in my wall.
Hey,
Or a TV broken.
Hey, they can't. Hey, listen, bro.
Sorry, I'm back.
Sorry, good.
Good.
Yeah. All right.
They played
They
the
played
way
the
they've been playing. Like I said, it was just communication issues, being down on the clock, not being able to allow guys to be in the position that we want them to be in because time doesn't permit. So that's on my fault, you know, and I got to be better, and I will be better for those guys. Well, yes, and like I said, that's on me. You know, not communicating to all our guys, and it has to do with everything. Motions, protection. You know, it has to do with everything. So I didn't allow those guys to go out there and play football the way they want to play football. You know, it's basically guys are thinking and guys were having to guess. So, you know, that's not how I want our guys to go out and play, and that's something that I need to be better with, and I'll work on.
Yeah, pause it.
Yep.
I mean, bro, it's fairly obvious to me that there were a lot of problems on the offensive line, and honestly, I don't even know if he's not calling out the coach too. I don't know, but he's calling out definitely the offensive line. The fact is, he continually is alluding to the fact that there were a lot of people in that huddle that did not know where to go, were not in the right places at the right times, did not have their heads on straight, and were simply not ready. And I think it's probably a combination of the environment, the crowd, the fact that Buffalo just came out and smacked him in the face. And at the end of the day, they haven't faced a test like that all year on the offensive side of the ball. And so I think they were taken aback when Buffalo came out swinging and knew everything they were doing, and guys were getting by on talent and just this potent offense for 3 weeks, and now they got punched in the face. And he's saying, look, basically there's several guys, in my opinion, that were not where they were supposed to be and were not ready to play. And he's putting it all on him, but he's also sending a message to them like, I'm putting it on me, but you guys better get this shit cleaned up. And I wouldn't be surprised if he said it in private already, and McDaniel did as well.
Yeah, I think the best thing about being a believer of Jesus Christ, like to me, is that good Lord up above doesn't care whether you win a game, whether you lose a game. And for me, it's been a little tough having to play on Sundays, having to understand that, not able to go to church. Really, a lot of it is having to watch church online after games and things like that. But allowing me this platform, is, to me, is the best thing in the world, to be able to profess my faith, something that I firmly believe in, something that's been foundationally instilled in me at a young age. And, when I'm out there, like I even pray before I go out to series and whatnot. Like I'm always praying, like I'm on a sideline, looks like I'm talking to myself, speaking in tongues. Like some people think, what, this guy knows how to speak in tongues? I mean, I grew up in a non-denominational Christian church my entire life. So yeah, like that, I mean, it does a lot. And so having to remember scripture always keeps me encouraged in continuing to press forward, especially in times like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Liam did a tremendous job. I'm very, very proud, very happy for what he's done and the task that was asked of him to come into this week to play center on the road in a loud environment against this D-line, against this defense. Very, very proud of him and how he conducted himself, and getting guys in the right places to block our run game and also get guys in places to block our pass game. So I'm very proud of him. Mm-hmm. I would say from my standpoint, I didn't feel as if any of the guys in the locker room took it in a way of, oh yeah, like we won by this much, that's how it's going to feel the next game, and the next game it's going to carry over. I didn't feel like that was necessarily the deal, but we did understand and we did know that this was going to be a tough opponent regardless, and so these guys aren't going to care what we did last week. I don't think any other team is going to care what team they have next did prior. Guys are going to come out and guys are going to play, and this is the league, and this is how it works. And it's very good because I would say it's also very humbling for a lot of people to be able to have the highest high, and then you lose in a manner like this, and it's very humbling, and it's for some it's much needed.
Pause. I don't know if he's calling out an individual, like in overall nature or whatnot. I don't know if he just meant for some, but he meant the whole team, or I don't know if he meant himself. But he 100%, there's 100% people in that huddle that Tua doesn't feel gave enough effort last week preparing for this game, bro. I have no doubt.
Or he could be talking about the fan base too. How the fan base has been.
I don't think he's talking about the fan base. I don't think he's talking about the fan base at all. I don't think he cares about the fan base like that.
I mean,
don't think so.
I think, but I'm saying though, in my opinion, that's who he should be talking about, because there's so many people keeping receipts and throwing talking trash to So I think that in a way that could be the case as well, in my
It's
opinion.
just when he said for some it's much needed, that just felt like he was saying that some people on the team got a little carried away and maybe didn't take things as seriously. I don't know. That's just my thought.
No, I think you're right, because if you couple it with everything else he was saying about people not knowing where they're supposed to be, people not knowing the plays coming out of the huddle, people not getting the communication right, and then he says it's a humbling experience, and for some he said it's much needed for some, and he said it with like that definitive nature, like some people need to be humble. Now maybe he's talking about people keeping receipts, all that, but to be honest with you, the way he's talked in previous interviews with Salty Tua, it seems like when it comes to the fan base, I don't know that he's got a lot of issues with the Tuaneers or those type of heads. I think he's talking about that locker room. Like there were a couple dudes on that team that didn't take the preparation that week as seriously as they should have, and they didn't know where they were, and they didn't know the silent count properly because the crowd was louder than they'd expect, and they weren't prepared to get smacked in the mouth because they didn't prepare themselves well enough, and when they got smacked in the mouth, they weren't ready to be resilient and smack back because they were kicked on their heels because they weren't taking it seriously. That's just my read. If you take the whole press conference and then that comment, I don't know who it's about, because to be fair, as braggadocious as Tyreek can come off, I feel like Tyreek is also a psychopath competitor and learner, so I don't know if it's him necessarily, but it could have been people on the line. It could have been Mostert dropping the ball twice. It could have been I think there's more than one, is my point.
Agree, but they're really tight knit and everybody really understands how Tua is. Some could take it the wrong way and feel like it's a public call out. And wide receivers get a little diva-ish. Look, Allen and Diggs just went through it,
I think his method of putting it all on him, even calling them out, is like his way of saying, I'm not going to publicly call you out, but in a way, I'm calling you out like
right.
Yeah, and I think that I definitely think that's because I remember when I first watched it, I thought it was a little bit facetious how he kept saying how it was on him, everything was on him, and now watching it again with that line you pointed out, I'm thinking it's even more like, yeah, I'll put it on me publicly, but you guys got to get your heads out of your asses. What was that? That's how I see that. That's so interesting, bro. I'm glad you pointed that out, honestly, because I think that's an interesting thing to watch.
We just got one more minute, and then we'll let it.
All right, cool.
I would say the message from Mike was don't blink. There's a lot of football left. Continue to look at the guy next to you. Continue to trust him. Continue to keep playing, and remember what you play for. So. It's tough when you lose, and you lose like this, but we're not going to blink. We're going to continue to do what we do. We're going to go back in. We're going to work on the things that need to be fixed and need to be corrected. And I can promise you one thing, we'll definitely be better from this. We got a fun question? No fun? No fun, sure. Football is not fun, sure. Thanks, guys.
I like that. I like that end, to be honest with you, because that shows maturity and resiliency on his part. Like, life is bigger than football. Anybody got a fun question? Just lighten the mood and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I kind of dug that. I got to be honest with you, bro. Like, I'm somebody who, and everybody knows this about me. I am not a Tuaneer. I mean, it's obvious, but I'm not a Tua hater. I like to see and judge by the information that comes in. And I got to say, like, based on his play this year and even the way he was in that press conference, and to be honest with you, based on his play against Buffalo, really wasn't on him. Like, he's growing on me to a level of, and I was never a hater, I was a show me. He's shown me a lot, and this is his third year now. He's grown up a lot. So, I just think, is it his third or fourth year? Fourth year.
He's going into his fourth year. This is next year's his
right?
Yeah. Next year's is going to be his fifth year option. So next year's his fifth year.
They picked up the fifth year option, but he's going to want a contract after the season. Yeah. And even the way I said, like, he was falling, I kind of cracked on that a little bit. He's falling better. He didn't even his head didn't hit the ground.
It seems like jiu-jitsu was working because when we were when we were down bad and he was still in the game, I was like, please just don't get hurt.
Agreed, me too.
Every hit, I'm like, please just don't get hurt. Just don't get hurt.
And by the way, what am I getting feedback?
Yeah, it's from Greg over here.
Oh, no, okay. The one thing somebody said, the one good takeaway of him getting hit that much is we seeing that Tua is durable now. Look, like you said, there was a play where he landed and like his helmet didn't hit the ground. He's thicker now. You know what I'm saying? He's absorbing the hits a lot better. I mean, yes. I like. Look, at the end of the day, I think we could win with him. Is can McDaniels make the adjustments?
Exactly. I mean, you can definitely win with him. It's can McDaniels make the adjustments because you still need a scheme that works for him. You still need an offense that runs with the personnel we have, including him. And you can do it, but how do you do it? And you better counterpunch. And if what he said is, if my theory has any semblance in truth, then these guys in the locker room need to pay attention too, and they need to match the intensity of the Bills. And I'm not talking about the intensity just in hitting. I'm talking about the intensity of focus that they had all week to know our plays and to execute so well. And I'll tell you that Omar Kelly said this week on his show that he didn't really notice, or no, it wasn't Omar Kelly. It was one of the dudes it was one of the dudes I think that Big O was interviewing, actually, one of the beat guys. And he said that he didn't see a lot of anger in the locker room, a lot of forlornness in the locker room after they lost, and he didn't like it because it's like they should be real pissed. You see Tom Brady breaking tablets. You see all these guys getting mad, and it's like they better have some sense of urgency and want to win because that's part of the game. Like Buffalo clearly wanted that game, not just in the way they hit, but in the way they focused and prepared. What were you saying, Lakers?
Yeah, but okay, what you're saying about, you know what I'm saying, like the urgency and everything. I mean, look, like, you know what I'm saying, like, look, our coach, he don't have that rah-rahness to him. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like he doesn't have that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like the players are gonna take on with the coaches. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just like I'm sorry to say it, but just like we have Flores, right? He had that rah-rah mentality. You know what I'm saying? And when he was gonna go to like the opposite team and go talk or say do whatever he wanted to do, and then freaking Wilkins held him back.
Yes,
that's the kind of coach you need. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like our coach is not that rah-rah coach. He looked like he's like the best friend of two of the best friends of the players. And this coach don't need to be no best friend of two or these players, bro. He need to get in their behind and tell them what he need to freaking scream at them, not jack them up, but scream at them, do something, bro. Because like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we go down again, looking like that against the Bills or the Eagles or the Chiefs, and then you know what I'm saying, what are we gonna do?
No, and you know what? It's a good point because I think that's part of in this show me season where I want to see things and I'm asking to show me. One of the things is this coach, right? Can you, as this coach, are you just a glorified offensive coordinator who's really good at calling plays, or can you be that head coach? Because head coach is also about focus, motivation, leadership. Can you do that, or are you just a play caller? And I think this season and seeing how they evolve and how they handle adversity is going to go a long way in showing us whether he could be that guy or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand, but like, bro, I mean, what you just said, I don't see that in that coach. I don't see that he's that kind of coach. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to see that in him, but I feel like our coach, we just have offensive coordinator. We don't have that kind of coach that you just said.
Yeah, if we don't, then that's trouble, man. That ain't good.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's what it looks like we have.
Yeah,
and we have to deal with it. But you know, we had we had a good coach like that, but we let him go, and you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, because look, Okay, look, you know how like the thing, like, look, the Detroit Lions, right? Their coach, they're
Yeah.
really rah rah, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They want to play for the coach, right? Our
100%.
team, our coach, and our team, we are, you know what I'm saying. Like we're like best friends. The coach is best friends with whatever, whoever's on the team, whatever, right? But
Yes.
I feel like sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you have to like talk to these dudes and tell them what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't be too nice. You know what I'm saying? You have to be like mean and tough with them. Because you know what I'm saying? They're guys and they're men just like you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And they're gonna play for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're tough with them, they're gonna want to play for you.
Yeah, no, and I think part of the problem with McDaniel, he don't have that in him at all because even if he tried to be that way, he probably wouldn't. They wouldn't buy it because he just don't have that. He doesn't come off that way. So his only thing is because that's his whole philosophy, man. You could tell, and it's gonna show whether it's gonna work or not. Because his whole philosophy is, you don't even give me credit because it's disrespectful to the players. The players execute. The players are the ones doing. I'm just like their advisor. You know what I'm saying? And so that's his whole philosophy. He's like an advisor to the players instead of that leader of the players. And I don't know if that'll work or not either. But if they're
It's
not
not.
pissed off about the game,
It's
that's
not.
not good, man.
Yeah, it's not because guess what? These players are putting their life on the line to play football, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And we have a coach that wants to be a scheme coach. You know what I'm saying? Scheme everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Run this play, run that play. But sometimes it's not all about that. It's about motivation. It's about toughness. It's about grit. You know what I'm saying? It's about
Yeah,
all
you're right.
that. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And if you don't have that in the coach, then guess what? They're gonna look at you and be like, you're not a dude that's gonna take us far,
True.
right?
Yeah, that's not good, man. That's not good if that's the case.
Yeah,
But I
but
hear you. But I hear
I
you.
I feel I don't know. I just feel like I mean we have to see what we're gonna do with these two teams with the Giants and the Panthers because you know what I'm saying like we play two cupcake teams and then we go play the Eagles and if we have this mindset, you know what I'm saying, as in yeah fine, you know what I'm saying like the Giants and the Panthers fine, you know what I'm saying we beat them with no problem. And then after that, the Eagles come around and we do the same thing we did with the Bills. We can't
Yes.
have that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we can't have because we got the Chiefs next. And what's going to happen when we play against, you know what I'm saying, these freaking Cowboys and these good teams, these Jets, you know?
Yeah, well, I said yesterday on the live show, I said that. I said, look, you got a couple chances every year to beat teams that make a statement, beat teams that actually, you're not necessarily supposed to beat and move to that upper echelon. We got a couple of them on our schedule. We got the Chiefs, we got the Jets, who have a good defense, no matter what anybody says. But we got the Chiefs, we got the Bills again, we got the Cowboys, we got the Eagles, man. You gotta win. You got to win two of those games to really prove that you're an actual contender. If you can't win any of those games, you're not in that upper tier with those teams, period. We got to do that. We got them on the schedule, and we got at least 4 more of them on the schedule. So we can do it, but if we don't do it, I think it says a lot about where this team is at. They're not there yet, period. That was our first test of a couple this season, and we failed that first test.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
We did.
there's no way out of that. We failed that first test. We have other tests on the schedule. Chiefs, Philly, Dallas, Bills, again. You got to beat 1 or 2 of them, man. You got to.
You got to.
You
and
got
the Jets, too. Because, like, look, I'm saying the Jets, their defense is top notch, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Bills' defense is top notch. The Eagles, yeah, they're good, too.
Yeah,
you know
they're all good.
They're going to want to, so you're saying they're going to want to come out and beat the speedy Dolphins, you know what I'm saying? Do what they do. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, bro, it's all about playing for your coach, the coach motivating the players to be great.
Yeah. No, I agree. Mountie, what's good, man? What's your thoughts?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, Mountie? How you doing, my brother?
Hey,
good to see you.
Shake, Larry, Greg.
What up, bro?
What's going on, y'all? Hey, man, look. We took it on the chin. Maybe this is what we needed. Some humble pie to bring some realization to look. We still have a lot of things to work on. But the thing that I have concern on, and then people want to, what kind of bothers me is people want to relegate your thought to thinking, oh, well, this is just one loss. Well, look, I'll be the first one to tell you. Did I think we were going 17-0? No, of course not. We're going to lose games, but it's how you lose.
Yes.
It seemed like we lost. It was disappointing because it seemed like we made no adjustments. And the thing is that really really irked me and really exposed where we are as an offense, because that's our identity right now. Does anybody realize that Buffalo was rushing 4 against 5 and 6 and 7?
Yup, and
they were dropping 7. So Tua had nowhere to go with the ball. Nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Our offensive line is absolute trash.
It was bad. Especially with Eichenberg in there is what was, I think, one of the biggest problems with that.
I mean, they were getting pressure with 4, so you're dropping 7. Where do you throw the ball?
No, I agree. That's the problem. But with that center, man, we weren't doing anything. McDaniels had to adjust and run the ball. If you got linebackers dropping back in coverage as soon as the ball snapped and 2 deep safeties, and you got a kid like Achane, you need to run that ball.
Larry, don't open up that can of worms, dude. I've been banging the table since last season.
Yeah.
Had we ran the ball consistently for 3 games, we beat Buffalo 3 times.
Yes, we have to run the ball.
I'll put money on that.
Yeah. The fact that we're not is crazy, man. It's a problem. It's an absolute problem that we're not running the ball. And you saw Achane go off for 2 touchdowns. Now, like, you had dudes like Milano stalking that back of the line of scrimmage and cutting off some of the angles of Mostert, but that doesn't mean you stop. You're not going to win on every play. But if the linebackers are dropping back the minute the ball snapped and they're looking at the receivers from the film I saw, they're not looking at the backfield. Well, all you got to do is run a draw play, look like you're dropping back and throwing. They're going to turn around and find their receiver. You hand it to Achane, you hit the gap, you get 4 yards minimum. You do that all the way down the field until they start looking in the backfield. Then you hit them with the pass. I'm not a genius. I'm not a coach, but it seems like you could do that.
But see, that's the thing. You have to see they're in position. They impose their will on both sides of the football.
Yes, they did.
We did not do any of that. We capitulated to what they were trying to do, and we stopped running the ball. Achane's got one of the highest per attempt rushing averages in the league, if not the highest. And you stop running the football. Even if you have to bring in a carousel of running backs, you run the football. And then
I agree.
Not only that, you control the clock and you keep Josh Allen off the field.
That's also a good point. A real good point, bro. You're right about that too. Yeah. 100%. I don't know why we didn't do that. I don't know why we didn't adjust and do that. McDaniel apparently said in his post game that he admitted that he abandoned the run too early. But he's got to stop doing that because it's constant now. He's constantly abandoning the run now, and it's not good.
But see, Larry, and see, this is the thing with McDaniel. He's a very cerebral guy. He's a smart guy. But see, listen, this is year number 2, pal. You said this bullshit. You said this last year. Yep. You said this last year when, I should have been running the ball. Come on, bro. You had a whole year and a whole offseason to get your act together. There's sense of focus. Like, yo, let's square up.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. He could say it all he wants. Why isn't he executing it? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't, bro. I'm with you, Mountie. I am. I'm with you on this.
Mm-hmm.
You got to readjust for the Giants because that's the book that's been out now. Now the book is out. That's how you stop us. Well, you got to counter that book, and that's the way to do it. And I hope I see it because if not, a lot more teams are going to be doing it, and we're going to be having a lot of trouble, and it ain't going to go very well.
Absolutely, and that's why, and I believe someone mentioned that on this panel. I don't know if it was you, Larry, or Shake, or anybody else. Listen, if these teams understand and watch some film and understand, hey, look, that's all you got to do is punch them in the mouth, get physical with them, and they're not going to fight back.
Right.
Dude, our season ends.
Yes.
I mean, we'll be 9-8.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I was thinking of a scenario. Can you imagine if your son gets caught shoplifting a couple of times? You're like, you know what, Dad, I'm never going to shoplift again. and I'm sorry. And then for your birthday present, your sweater has those that tag where you. Greg, thanks. No, can you mute? Oh, there you go. Oh, my bad. So it has that tag where the alarm tag on it.
Yeah, that'd be funny as hell.
You'd be like, "Oh, I thought you said you were gonna steal no more." Well, this is the last time, I swear.
Yeah,
And that
man.
pretty much. How many times we're gonna hear? Damn, I abandoned the run. Okay, my bad.
Right, I agree with you. Right, how many times? You only say it so many damn times, man. Until it's like getting ridiculous. You better put up or shut up at some point, bro. I agree with you, man. But
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this last question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I could imagine if Tua in his mind is going, damn, everything. It's like you ever argue with somebody that you can't stand, and that person, you realize he's right. You're like, God damn it, he was right the whole fucking time.
Of course. Yeah.
Can you imagine if he's in his mind, he's going, damn, everything that Flores was bitching about me, holy crap, he was right.
Yeah, bro, I believe it. Yes.
God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything he was getting on my ass and about doing whatever. Damn, if I would have listened to him, but we'll see, man. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Let's do final thoughts, man. It was a good show, but we got to get ready. We're going to have the Giants coming up this weekend. Shake and Lucci are going to get on there on Thursday on this channel to talk to you guys about the game. If I can pop in, I will, but I got a crazy week. But final thoughts, man. We'll start with Lakers, man. What's your final thoughts? Lakers. All right, Mountie, what's your final thoughts?
Hey, as always, fins up. We're playing the Giants. I think they're went on a two game losing streak, I think.
Yeah.
And they got walloped. They got mollywopped last night. So
yep.
So I mean, look, but hey, look, man, you cannot underestimate a bad team. They're going to be looking for a bounce back win. Brian Daboll is not a bad coach. But look, if somehow or another they're in this game, or if they edge out a win, look, we got problems. We got problems.
Big time.
And I mean, we need to go 2-0. We need to go 2-0 when we go to Philly. We need momentum.
Yeah.
Because we already know Philly's going to be that's going to be tough. They're tough on both sides of the ball. So that's like Philly. I mean, for Buffalo. So, hey, man, nice talking with you guys as always. And fins up. Be safe.
Fins up, my brother,
Fins
Mountie.
up.
Come see us again, man. Later, brother. Lakers, final thoughts, my bro. Lakers might still be away.
Hey, we'll give you. Hey, Alex, came a little too late, but we'll give you your final thought, man. We'll let you get your final thought in there. What's going on, my brother?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I've been working all night.
That's all good. No, you good, man. Just
Well, we just gotta we got the Giants on Sunday, so we gotta put the Buffalo game past us, and just rebound. I expect them to rebound this Sunday. I expect to put up at least 35 to 40 points on this team, on these Giant teams, because they're abysmal. They are so bad in every way you could possibly think of. After watching that game last night, Daniel Jones is on a different level, way different level than we can possibly see. But I expect us to blow the Giants out and all to Carolina and blow Carolina out before the big Sunday matchup with Philly. That's the game we gotta look forward to and definitely make a bounce back. Because if we want to be the big dogs of the AFC, we got to beat the big dogs of any division. And the Eagles right now are the big dogs of the NFC.
True.
Yeah.
So we just gotta bounce back, and hopefully Fangio. I've been really hard on Fangio the last couple weeks because I still think that boy did more with less than Fangio's done so far. But he's got to pick it up, and hopefully he does.
Hell
That's
yeah,
all we gotta
agreed,
say.
bro. Agreed, Alex.
Hey, but hey, man, next time, hopefully we can catch you next time, my brother.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you coming up, man.
Definitely. You guys have a great night again. I'm sorry I came in late.
No problem.
It's all
No
good,
problem,
bro.
man.
Still.
This ain't a store, man. We're all good.
Have a good night, guys.
Be blessed, man. Be blessed, brother. My bad.
Lakers, you
Thank
back at it? I think Lakers
Yep,
gone.
I'm here, man.
Lakers, what's your final thoughts, my bro?
Let's go. Let's go. Dolphins, and let's see how we play.
Hell yeah, I like it, bro.
And by the way, Lakers all day. I appreciate you trolling me on Saturday. Nothing but love.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Hey, just make sure that UF, y'all need some help. Or you can always come to, to the Kings and,
I'd rather be a Bills fan.
Damn. Oh, okay. Well,
Damn.
I mean, shoot, we got more championships in college like UM than the Bills do anyway. So
yeah, that's true. Hey, it's true. I don't care. Hey, listen. I tell you, there's two things I'd rather do before I become a Kings fan. One, become a Bills fan, and two, use a home vasectomy kit.
Oh Lord,
you
Lord.
Crazy, Shake.
So, all right, brother. Be safe,
bro.
man.
We'll
Much
talk
love.
to you soon, my bro. Pop up next Tuesday if you can, bro. G, final thoughts.
Listen, man, listen. We did get embarrassed on Sunday, but let's go out there and rebound. I don't know if you guys seen it, but Kyle Brandon has been doing a lot of smack talking about our Finns on Twitter, saying, I forget what he was saying because I don't care about Kyle Brandon because he's a Bills lover. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out on Twitter. Just type in Kyle Brandon. There's a bunch of Dolphins accounts tweeting it. It's a clown. I hate the media. I hate when the media talks about us because it gaslights me. It gets me hyped. It gets me excited. And I don't like the media talking about us because then when we lose like this, I get disappointed. But anyway, that's in the past. We're 3-1. We're coming back home at the Hard Rock for the next 2 games. These 2 games we should win. I'm personally expecting we should beat both these teams by 40. But as we all know, this is the NFL. We're playing other team too. They gotta get paychecks for their families. They are coming out hungry. Giants are 1-3. Panthers don't have a win yet. They're gonna be coming out trying to make me mad, basically. But we should win these 2 games. Hopefully, go 5-1 into Philly. And I'm looking at Philly's next 2 games. They should be undefeated going into that game. 5-1 versus 6-0. But as you know me, we should blow both these teams out. But for the Giants, I have a friend who's a Giants fan. He's already on the tank for Caleb Williams train. I told him, hey, I told him last night, I'm sorry what we're gonna do to you this Sunday, but we'll try not to make it too bad. But I would predict this to be a 40-0 game or something like that. But I do respect the Giants and I do respect the rest of the NFL. Greg doesn't predict blowouts because he gets let down, as you all know that. I'm gonna go with a 17-20 victory for your Miami Dolphins.
I like
Us
it,
getting
G.
20, Giants getting 17.
Hey, by the way, did you take the loudspeaker from your job?
What do you mean? The loudspeaker.
Yeah, it sounds like you're on the loudspeaker.
Oh, I got my air on, but I got my phone on the computer right now.
That's probably what it is.
I don't know what it is. Because I'm trying to do homework, so.
If you guys haven't done so yet, you're going to have G's going to start doing some game reactions. I'm going to post them on this channel, so be ready for his game reactions on video.
I didn't want to do this weekend because
I know.
I went after the game. I went and took a nap. Didn't want to watch football.
I believe it.
It was embarrassing. And then you got the Taylor Swift BS on my television. On Sunday night, believe it or not, I tweeted out. I was like, I'm going to be the biggest Jets fan for the next 3 hours, and after the game, we're back to my Fins. Clearly, by the way, I hate this whole Taylor Swift thing, and I hate the Chiefs more than I did before.
Yes.
And I hate the Chiefs. Anytime, I'm rooting for the Vikings this week, and when the Dolphins finish, let's go Vikings. Skull! Whatever. But, it's going to, and also with this AFC too, of course, our next 3 games are against NFC opponents. So even if I'm not saying we should lose, but hypothetically, if we lose, it's to an NFC opponent, not an AFC opponent. Now you're probably thinking, Greg, why are you bringing this up? I mean, look at the AFC right now. You got the Chiefs 3-1, Ravens 3-1, us 3-1, Bills 3-1. don't forget about the Steelers, who are 2-2, Browns, who are 2-2. The Browns got a good defense. Steelers got a good defense. They both have terrible offenses. You got the Texans 2-2, the Colts 2-2, the Texans 2-2, and then you got the Bengals at 1-3. I'm not counting the Bengals out.
No,
and even the Jets, you can't even count out with the way Zach Wilson played with that defense. The only teams you can count out are the Broncos, Raiders, and Patriots. Those 3 teams are done. Tank for Caleb for those 3 teams, but yeah.
Got you,
bro.
Yeah.
Shake, final
thoughts.
You're muted. You're muted. There you go.
At the end of the day, it still fins up. I did my video for the Dolphin Den, the shake up. I am gonna be at the Giants game this Sunday, so it's gonna be an exciting game. I'm gonna go to the next 2 Dolphin games, and then which game are you going to, Larry K again?
Supposed to go to the Patriots game on the 29th, but I'll keep everybody updated. But it looks like that's the game I'm gonna try to make it to in Miami.
Okay, even if I don't go to the game, I will be at the tailgate.
Cool, bro.
So, hey man, listen, man. I like I said on the thing, we're still 3-1. I prefer to lose now than I prefer to lose this way and then the playoffs. And at the end of the day, look, Bill Belichick and Nick Saban had a sit down. They did a little talk together. And he reflected on the 18-1 season. He says, in hindsight, I think it would have been better off if we lost the game during the regular season. At the end of the day, listen, this is a wake-up moment. Hey, who knows? Maybe the Buffalo Bills losing to the Jets was their wake-up call. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, look, man, if you gotta stay focused and remember, like I said about the 70 breaking the score record. At the end of the day, it's what happens. It's about going to Vegas. We need to look at the bigger picture, and at the end of the day, we still have a lot of football left, and we're still in this. So fins up, man. Peace out.
Love it. So, guys, if you haven't done so yet, click subscribe on the bottom of this right here. Click subscribe. Hit that button. I'll wait for you to hit that button before I put the exit music on, man. Hit the button. Stick with the Fins, man. We're going to lose games here and there. We were out-coached. The Bills punched us in the mouth. Bills were the better team on Sunday. They had the better game plan, but we will rebound. We're going to have to go out there and beat the Giants. Giants are going to want to play tough. They're going to want respect back. What better way to get respect back than trying to beat one of the top-rated teams in the league? They're going to bring their A game. They're not going to play around. We better be ready for them this time. We better be more ready for them than we were last time, and we better hit them. Make sure you join Shake on Thursday for the preview of the Giants game. Every Thursday, Shake is on. Lucci will be with him, man. If you guys haven't done so, check out our memberships. Become a member. You automatically become a mod. There's all kinds of other perks. Think about joining and becoming a member.
Oh, and sorry, and speaking of which, remember, you get an open mic invitation.
Yes. Every executive has an open mic, man. You want to come here, you could riff on your own. Pick a day. Me or Shake will produce it. Just come up on the channel and just have your own show for a half hour. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Do whatever you want to do as long as it's not outside of the YouTube guidelines. Do whatever you want to do. The invitation's open. All you got to do is become an executive member, and then you could hop in the director's chair, hop in the microphone chair, and drive the channel for a half hour, man. It's open for anybody who's an executive member of Phin-Addict Fury. But I'm predicting a win this Sunday, although I never take any team lightly. I did predict a win preseason. I'm predicting a win now. Our defense better come to play. Our defensive staff better institute a legitimate game plan, and we better take it seriously. I'm expecting to see a rebound game, get us all in a better mood, get us all feeling good before we go into Carolina and then subsequently Philly. That's all I got to say, man. Let's go, Fins. Enjoy the exit music. And I'll see you guys and talk to you guys very, very soon. Larry K out. Fins up.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing.